So this is one of the albums that I made from all my excess chipboard. It's ready to work on. I've put some paper on, well, paper inside other pages, what I want to use. So let me show you what the paper pack is. Beautiful. Mintai Home Sweet Home. This is the 8x8 paper pack. You do get 24 double-sided in, and that is a 250 GSM, so it is a nice cardstock. This is the front page, and then you do get this on the back that you can do fussy cut. Sorry for those who don't like fussy cut, but yeah, it's not a lot. So that was the first page, and this is so beautiful. And on the opposite side, I like the little duck. So cute. On the opposite side, I think I do have it upside. Oh yeah. And on the other side, this is also very pretty. And on this side, look at those flowers. On the opposite, this is quite easy. Shows you how to put your photos. This one, all the frames, stripes, and then this is on the last one. The last page is also fussy cut that you can do. And like I say, I've done already the pages that I want to do. And then this is Kaiser Craft, and it's called Periwinkle. This is what I'm going to use as a solid color if I need to. I do like bringing solid colors into my paper packs. It's very good, very nice with the cutouts to use the solid cardstock. This is what I'm going to start with, and let me get into it. This too I selected for the front of my album, and that's got that on the opposite side. I'm going to put this aside because I can easily cut into it. Let me put that aside. And I always do my front, my spine and back last because I'm too rough with the album. Working with it, move over like that all the time. And yes, it takes quite a lot of caring for your album when you work with it. Let me show you on this side what I've done. I do have pockets here. There's two small pockets. That pocket, it is 3 inches, and then you score it 1/2 inch, and you fold it in, and 6 inches and score 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. The same with this one. It's 1/2 inch on your score lines, so it's 6 inches, so 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and this is 3/7/8 of an inch, and you do score 1/2 inch, and you make a pocket. I do like these pockets. You can get so much more into it than if you just glue the sides. And this fold out, it is 5.5, score at the half. The flap comes in onto this page, and it's 6.5. that from there to there is 6.5, and this is the first fold out. I do have this little closure because I don't think this will stay. Doesn't matter, I don't think. If you put heavy stuff in here, it will not close, and that might go in there. I will, when I'm finished, I will see if I'm going to use it, but it's ready there for me to use. And on this side is a pocket page. I will put a link into the description box where you can have a look. The albums that I made, how I made my pocket pages. And these are all 6 inches by 7 3/4. And then I score it 1/2 inch on the side, 1/2 inch on the side, and I put it onto my main page. So for this page, I'm going to have a side pocket, but it's going to be open like that. And this measure 5 inches by 4.5. And there you can see I score it 1/2 inch, and this is also 1/2 inch. And that comes down like that, and then I just round the corner. It's so much easier if you keep on putting your photos in to have a round corner there. And then on here we're going to have a belly band like that. I'm going to work on these 2 pages, put the pattern papers on, and then I can show you when I'm done with it. So let me show you what I've done with these 2 pages. These pockets, and that is the inside. And from that page, this is all that I've got left. I'm going to try and see what I can do with that. I don't throw anything away until I'm done with my albums. On this side, that is all that I've got left. And I decided not to do a belly band on here. I'm going to try and use those die cuts, and not die cuts, the ephemera that you have to cut out yourself. I'm going to try and see what I can do with that on here. That is my first 2 pages, and they came out very nice. I had to do that because it's gonna warp and it's gonna come open, and I don't want that. And I can use magnets, or I can use Velcro dots, and then we can put pattern paper on there as well. Into this side now. Let me show you what I've done with this page. It's like that. It is the opposite of this one. It folds out. The fold out, it is 5.5 by 6.5, and score it 1/2 inch for your flap. And then just made another score line. It's about 1 notch on your scoreboard. This one, it is 5 by 3, 1, and then 6 by 3.5. And you score at 1/2 inch, the 6 side, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and then 3.5 on the 1/2 inch, and then you make a pocket. I cover the pocket on this side with the plain cardstock. That I cut out from the paper that one was there. Those two was here and there, and then that one. It's very difficult to get that on because you are going to cut in here. And I didn't want to do it because a picture looks very nice on that. So that's why I decided I'll cut those two pictures there, or one, two here, or just one. And I put it on black cardstock. And I just use my solid cardstock at the back. These two, I'm gonna put it in here, and I will use it. This is the cut off from the front here, and it's a little bit too small for this one because the flowers, they do I might try up. To me, they should be like that. The white flowers should look like that going up. And if you turn it, to me, it looks wrong. It needs to be that way. I can put two on here, so that's why I am leaving this in here as well. And I will come back and see what I do have left. And then I can do a closure with a magnet or Velcro dots for that to be closed. So I leave that in there, and then we're going to carry on to this side. This is the pocket again, and that is just one fold out that I've got on this side. And let me measure the fold out for you. The fold out is 5.5, score it 1/2 inch, and then it is coming to 6 5/8. And then I just glue it on the pocket here. Let me get the pattern paper for this, and I can show you what it looks like. It's hard to use these ones. Where do you cut if you want to use the frames? Where do you cut? Because this over here, it's beautiful. I do like that. And then I do like that section there as well. Yes. Do you cut it straight through the middle? If you cut it through, then, and this is on the opposite side. So I'm just going to put this one aside, and I really want to use it because I think it's nice with this side here, the flowers. I might work something out here. Let me see. Okay, this is what I've done with this page. Yes, it was hard to get the pictures in that I want to get in. So I decided to put it on this page, and the fold out, I went and I turn it, and I use the stripes. I wanted to get that out, but there was no way that I could do that. So I used 2 pages for these 2 pages. This is what I've got left, and I had to make a closure. I'm going to leave the closure. This one fits very nice, and I might use that, and I might use this one for over here. It's a bit too big, but I'm going to put this aside, and then I'm going to carry on to my next page. And this is beautiful. Do really like this. Let me get into this. I can show you when I'm done. On this page, I am going to make 2 pockets. Let me show you how I do my pockets. So this is 7 inches, score half an inch, and then it's 2 3/4 in the width. It depends on how you cut your paper. You just need to make sure that it fits around your paper. These are all from offcuts that I covered these pockets. That's why it is the width is to fit it all, so I don't have to cut a lot off. So I was quite lucky with that. I've put this one on already, and now we're going to do this one. And I just want to grab something to show you. It is nice in a deep pocket, even if it's just 2 inches. Right, we're going to do that one, and I'm going to try to have this space and that space even. If it's not happening, it's not a big deal. But I think I do have it. I'm going to pinch it and turn it over. I'm just going to put some glue. Nearly the same. Okay, so I can take that out and right. So what I'm doing here, it is just a small line because you need to close your pocket. And then I'll bring it over and I make sure I'm straight. I can go skew and crooked so easy. Finish it. And then we can put a glue on this flap. Have it over and let's finish it down. That is the 2 pockets on this page. Let me show you what I've done with the other page. So that's ready to go in. So I used the similar page that I cut that off on this side. And then I had this fold out, that fold out, and this fold out. Now I didn't measure it, and let's do that. This is 5.5. Score at the half inch. No, score at the 5 inch, and then your flap is underneath the pattern paper, and this is 5. So 5.5 by 5 for that fold out. This one, it is 3 3/8, and then the length it is 5.5, and I've got 2 score lines So if you cut this a little bit, that you've got a little bit more than half an inch, maybe 5 5/8 5/8 of an inch, so that you can have that is 2 knots on your scoreboard. And I've done with the same with that one, this one here. That cutoff was from this one, this page. So that cutoff and that cutoff, I use those two on here. I will look and see where I will find something to cover that one, but this is what it's going to be. And then I will have a closure there with magnet or Velcro dots. And this is these 2 pages is the pocket one. I'll put that one in, and then I'm on to the next one. There's not a lot of pages in this book. It's 4 pages. That's why I've made it the pockets, that it is that's it's a nice decent one. All right, let me work on this, and then I can show you what it looks like. Let me show you. I've got the next 2 pages finished. And this one, I've got the mat in already. Pocket. Now this pocket, it was a piece that I had left in my stash. And it was 7. Then on the side, the 1/2 inch again, the bottom a 1/2 inch, and it measures that's 3 5/8. That's why I've got this funny measurements for this, because of the piece that I had. And that is a fold out. That page there, I joined the 2 together, and because I want to use that part of it. And then I just made this fold out. So the fold out, it is 6 inches. That's 6 inches. And this is 4 1/4. And then score at 1/2 inch, and the flap goes underneath the paper. And then for the closure, I just got this mat. Well, it is another piece that I've got left. I keep all my big pieces of cardstock that I use for other projects. I keep them all, and it comes very handy. Then on this page, so this, I made this big pocket that is 5 1/2 inches, and this way it is 7 inches. Score 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and then your pocket should be then 6 inches. 6 by 5. I've got that mat in already. That piece was off cut, and I've just added in. Now it is not going right through to the bottom. It's just a little bit. I don't know if I can show you. Let me just take all this out. I hope the camera will pick it up. It's stopped. There it is. I use the whole piece. It comes probably up to here. And that fits in nicely. So when you take that out, we've got it over there, we've got it over there and over there, um, and there. So it is a repeat of that I had in mind when I found this purse. Right. And then we're going, this is still a pocket. Just want to put that, I can use that. And then this is just a booklet. And this booklet is, let me give you the whole measurement. You score at 5 and 5/8, and it goes right through to 11.5 inches. And in the width, it is 5 3/4. And that fits into my pocket. And we're going to come, this is the last 2 pages that I'm going to work on. This one, I will show you. It's a waterfall. Now this waterfall, it is a die that I got for a gift. It cuts that out, and it cuts out your waterfall where it scores it as well. Then you do get one on top of this, cuts it out exactly the same without the flap, and it's got a stitch edge, but it cuts it out that the edge here is about, I think if I measure it's about quarter of an inch on that side and on this side. So for me it's a lot. I don't like it that much. This measures 5 and 5/8 by 5 inches, and it scores at the half. I'm going to do my own template, and I'm going to cut that one out because I liked a little bit of black showing. I want as much as I can get for the photos. This is making life so much easier, and it's got a nice pattern. I'm going to make the template, and I will cut out. I've got my papers already here. They're all ready to do. And then I will put them all on. So I've got quite a lot to do. And then I will go back and do this page. I made my template, and it is enough showing, like the way I like it. It's about 1/8 of an inch. That's for the top. And if I flipped it this way, it is for the back side that I can use. So I can put that aside with these ones, and then I know this one is the closure, but it's the one that you met on here as well. It's so much. It's such a small piece in the middle there. It's not. I don't like that. So that is for my waterfall. And then now I'm going to work onto this side here. I did this page, and what I use was quite a lot of my offcuts. not a lot, but a few of them, and to fill this page because I want to have a belly band. Then, of course, I was concentrating so hard to get this on that I forgot to put the belly band underneath my pattern paper. But that's not a problem. Like I said, that's not a problem. My camera just cut out and I have to start again. I'm still going to do my belly band, and I'm going to try and show you. I'll show a little bit of white here. So my belly band measures 7 3/4, half an inch, so that it fit onto my page. That's because it's going on top of my page now, like that. Okay, this was a bit off-cut piece that fits perfectly, and I just trimmed the back to size. I did put pattern paper there and pattern paper here, because when it's inside, you won't see the black of the cardstock. You will see the pattern paper, and that's just to hide the black flap. That's all. And I'm going to glue mine in. I'm going to put some glue on here. Now, I like to put glue on the edge of my flaps. When I burnish them, they will be flat. So when you put something in, it doesn't catch this. That's the idea behind it. All right, let's get the middle. I hope this is the middle. It looks like it. And just gonna burnish. Okay, and then we can do it with this side as well. So you can put your belly band on top of your paper, but it's not really a problem. But I prefer it underneath my paper. It's just much neater. Okay. Straight down and burnish. So I'm gonna leave that. I'm not gonna touch it, so that the glue can get dry. On to the side, I decided I'm going to use this paper for my background. Now, this is bigger than the normal pages are, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to try and fit it. Now I need to decide, do I want that picture in or do I want this one in? Do I want that? This? Yes, let's do this. Let's do this. That's where I need to cut. And just want to move that and there is when I need to cut. I'm just going to trim that down. My album is finished and it came out really nice. I haven't done a lot to the front page. I think with the paper, it's really doing it. And all I've done is I've put some stickers on. It's called Stardust. And I can show you. There's the stickers. And I haven't done anything, no stickers, nothing onto the spine. And then that is the back. Let's get into it and I can show you what I've done. This is a closure. I had a magnet. I've changed the magnet. It was not strong enough. And I changed it to Velcro dots. And there is the other one. This is just a plain card that you can put your photos on. It's in that pocket. And there is that one as well onto the top pocket. I've got quite a few pockets in this album. And all I've done is I've put a tuck spot there. This is all from my offcuts. This is all offcuts that I use. And that one over there, that's all offcuts. And you can place nice photos on that. This I just left like that. And we can close it. On this side, it is just offcuts again. And it is a photo mat for nice big photos. And then, of course, this are photo mats. And it goes into the side pocket. Onto the next side, Velcro dots is the closure. That is a pocket. I've put some of the ephemeras on here. And this is just plain for your photos. I left that one completely plain and close. On this side, I also put some of the cutouts on here, and I've put it on the closure. Also Velcro dots. Open like that. And that is the photo mat. They're nice and big. Onto this page, I've got a Velcro dot here. Left that one plain. Left this one plain as well. That fold out. I still got some cardstock. I forgot about this one. I will do it. I will put some purple solid cardstock on that one. And that close down like that. Just going to put a note for me to remind me. Pockets for photo mats. This is also of the offcuts. I'm just mounted it on black cardstock. And that one, that pocket there. And there is the photo mat. on this side, also from the cutouts, and I just put it on black cardstock as well. And that is a nice big photo mat. That side I just left it plain. On this side, also a big photo mat on the big pocket. And on this side, the belly band. And this was all offcuts that I use, and I made it into a booklet. And then this is the waterfall. I've got Velcro dot, and the Velcro dot goes in there so you can place a whole photo on that side. And on the opposite side, it is all just plain. That is the waterfall. This is really a pretty paper pack. I enjoy making this album. It is yes, it is nice if you do have pretty paper. You don't have to do a lot. Let the paper do the work. This was one of the albums that I made with all the chipboard that I had. I had so many chipboard and I had to use it. I haven't used it all up. There are still a few chipboards left, but that is for another day. I've got another big album. I'm just going to grab it for you. This is one of the bigger ones that I had the spare chipboard. I think this is the only one that I've got left that is this big. And I think it measures, that's 8.5 by 8.5. And I think the spine is 3.5. So this is going to be a really big project. That is the spine and that's the other side. I do like to cover the spine with this paper. It's really steady and there's no cracking in the spine. And especially if it's a big album like this, I like to reinforce my edges of the spine here, because I just think it's going to be so much inside the album that this needs to be a little bit more steady and reinforcement. And this is all the pages that I've put in already. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages. Yeah, that is nice and big. That will be my next project.